Hello everyone, you have come to Tata Comic Preview channel. Let read together. Have fun. Taoist Master Xianming hovered in the air. He was puzzled by the tall and muscular man's sudden appearance. He asked with a frown on his face, "You are?" "I'm looking for him." "Who's he to you?" Taoist Xianming asked warily. "An acquaintance and sometimes an opponent. As the saying went, the enemy of my enemy is my friend." One of the disciples standing behind Xianming said, "I don't think he'll be able to live for long." "Is that so?" "The Flying Star House always gets its revenge. Let's leave." Xianming waved his sleeve. He did not want to waste time here. The two disciples nodded. The three of them were about to fly away when the tall and muscular flew in front of them again. He said frostily, "Wait. Why are you standing in our way, sir? You may leave, but you'll have to leave your heads behind." Xianming was not in a good mood. When this man challenged him, he immediately drew his broken sword and coldly said, "You asked for this, so don't blame me for this." He moved like a fired arrow. He lunged and thrust with his broken sword. The red energy sword was like the tongue of a serpent. Bam! Xianming's energy sword stopped short a foot before the man's face. It was as though it was blocked by a sturdy wall. Taoist Master Xianming felt his arm go numb. He nearly lost his grip. He looked up and exclaimed hoarsely, "Golden energy?" Zhenghai stood with his hands on his back. The energies around him were locked on Xianming. Xianming suppressed the shock he felt as he tried his best to free his energy sword. However, he could not pull it free no matter how hard he tried. It was as though it was being firmly held in place. "Weak," Zhenghai said softly. Realization suddenly dawned on the two disciples that they were in a dangerous situation. They did not hesitate and turned around to flee. Zhenghai flipped his palm and pushed it forward. The jasper saber spun away from him as countless energy sabers shot out from it. The two disciples barely had time to cry out before they disappeared. Xianming was thoroughly shocked by this. The golden energy was terrifying. Zhenghai stared at the person hovering horizontally in front of him and asked, "Where is he?" Instead of answering the question, Xianming said, "I'm the Flying Star House's Taoist Master Xianming." He could sense how powerful the man before him was. Revealing the force he was from was a last resort to save his life. He hoped the Flying Star House's name would be able to deter the man from killing him. Alas, Zhenghai could not care less about the Flying Star House. He pushed his palm out. A golden palm seal struck the broken sword with a crushing momentum. Zhenghai advanced. The broken sword shattered in just an instant, and the palm seal continued on its trajectory towards Xianming. The Great Dark Heaven Palm. Bam! Taoist Master Xianming spat out a mouthful of blood in the air as he reeled back. Zhenghai launched another palm seal with a flurry of movements. Xianming glared at Zhenghai. He gritted his teeth and bit back the pain as he summoned his avatar. Whiz! A 7-leaf red lotus avatar appeared in the sky. It charged forth with its red lotus and blocked the palm seal. Zhenghai did not retreat. He continued to strike with his palm seals. The primal chi on his palm was instantly condensed into energy. A richer and swifter golden palm seal appeared. Bam! This palm strike hit the red lotus, denting it. Xianming spat out blood again. He dropped lower and hastily retracted his avatar. Xianming was gravely injured after suffering 2 hits. He would surely die if he took another hit. He was extremely frightened now. He looked at Zhenghai and hastily pleaded, "Senior, please have mercy." Zhenghai looked down at Xianming and asked, "Any last words?" "I have no quarrel with you, Senior. Why must you kill me?" Xianming asked, perplexed. "Is that all?" "Senior, if I've offended you, please let me know. I'll atone for it. However, if you're going to kill me without saying anything, Xianming trailed off for a moment, his heart trembling, before he continued to say, "If I die, my life stone in the Flying Star House will shatter. At that time, the Flying Star House will come investigating. Senior. Zhenghai interjected frostily, if you're finished, die. He could not care less about what Xianming had to say. Zhenghai flicked his fingers lightly. The jasper saber spun out. When Xianming saw the golden jasper saber, his eyes turned red. Energy surged from his body, and he summoned his avatar again. Whiz. Xianming directed his red lotus upward, blocking the jasper saber. The jasper saber was wrapped in the energy saber as it descended from the heavens with crushing force and slashed at the red lotus. The lotus split open. A desolate grade weapon. Xianming quickly joined his palms together. The jasper saber cleaved Xianming's avatar into two. There was no doubt about the outcome of the fight. The jasper saber returned to Zhenghai. The energy in the air dispersed, and the surroundings fell silent again. Zhenghai glanced at the two halves of the falling corpse as he shook his head. My wise brother has exaggerated slightly. The Red Lotus domain isn't all that terrifying. It did not cross his mind that he had grown stronger as well. Just when Zhenghai was about to leave, a figure shot toward the corpse that had been cleaved into two. Light glinted off a sword. 1 slash, 2 slashes, 3 slashes. The corpse was picked up. Zhenghai frowned. An elite. It was not difficult to recognize an elite once they made a move. After the corpse flew up in the air again, the figure kept slashing at the corpse. The shadows of a red sword made a dazzling display in the air. The corpse was diced into shreds before the pieces fell to the ground. Then, the figure flew toward Zhenghai. Zhenghai said, finally, a worthy opponent. He drew his saber and fought. Bam. 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 The energy sword and energy saber clashed. The energy sword was fierce. Its attacks were like a tempest. Zhenghai had to retreat as he parried. Nice. Zhenghai was surprised by the elite swordsman. He shot backward. He spread his hands. Great Dark Heaven Memorial. Countless golden energy sabers rained down. The newcomer did not relent. He shot past the energy sabers. He immediately faded out of sight. Then, it split into three before they charged toward Zhenghai. Second junior brother? Zhenghai naturally recognized this kill. He was delighted. Eldest senior brother, focus. Don't you lose to my sword. Return and enter 3 souls. 3 energy swords attacked at the same time. Zhenghai smiled in delight. An energy saber burst forth from his jasper saber. Sovereign descent. A tidal wave of energy sabers rose and fell. Bam. 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 The 3 energy swords were devoured by the energy sabers. The remaining energy sabers clashed with the longevity sword. Both opponents reeled back. Yu Shangrong retreated 100 meters back while Zhenghai retreated 10 meters back. With this, the battle ended. Both of them looked at each other from a distance. Their surroundings fell silent again. There was a hint of surprise and unwillingness in Yu Shangrong's eyes. It was as though he was slightly unwilling to accept the outcome. After all, he was forced to retreat roughly 100 meters back. This was unforgivable. He continued looking at Zhenghai. Time passed. Blue seas turned into mulberry fields. The mountains, rivers, sun, and moon changed, but the individuals remained the same. The eldest senior brother Yu Shangrong knew had returned. After what seemed like hours, he said, I've lost. Zhenghai shook his head and said, no, you haven't. HM. The jasper saber is now a desolate grade weapon. I have an unfair advantage, Zhenghai said. I see. Yu Shangrong felt better upon hearing these words. The Red Lotus domain is extremely vast. It's comparable to the Golden Lotus domain. Why did you come here, eldest senior brother? Master ordered me to come to your rescue, Zhenghai said. Yu Shangrong smiled faintly. The sword devil has never lost a battle. Why would I need rescuing? This is different. Second junior brother, are you going to go against master's order? Zhenghai used their master's name against Yu Shangrong for once. Yu Shangrong sighed and shook his head. Although master is a 9-leaf cultivator, he likes to do unnecessary things. Zhenghai laughed. You should tell him that when you see him in person. There's no need for that. Here, your scabbard. Zhenghai tossed the longevity sword scabbard to Yu Shangrong. Something stirred within Yu Shangrong when his longevity sword returned to its scabbard. When the longevity sword returned to its scabbard, it gave a low buzz before it quieted down. The runes on the scabbard were dazzling. Zhenghai said, 7th junior brother had inscribed the runes on the scabbard. I used the scabbard as a guide to the Red Lotus domain as I traveled through the abyss, dark space and black water. Yu Shangrong was slightly shocked, but his expression remained the same. He did not show emotions on his face. Zhenghai continued to say, it was a long and tedious journey, although there were dangers and excitement as well. Although I overcame the hurdles and escaped the hunting of the beasts of the water, I have no wish of returning to the dark space. It's a pain, and it was slightly scary. He tried his best to describe how difficult the journey was in the simplest terms. In other words, he was saying it was not easy coming to rescue Yu Shangrong. Yu Shangrong replied, it was acceptable for me. I traveled past the black water as well. I flew on my sword without rest or sleep. However, it was an easy trip for me. Zhenghai. Yu Shangrong added, when you were killed by Lu Gu, I went westward on master's orders. I braved blizzards, crossed heaven's moat, traveled for a fortnight, navigated through the forest, the land of buried bones, arrived at Lulan, stood guard for 49 days, and killed the Grand Shaman Bazir. Compared to what you've been through, that was much more difficult and terrifying. Zhenghai said, your cultivation base is unfathomable, second junior brother. Killing them is as easy as picking a pocket. Flying for a fortnight doesn't sound so hard. Yu Shangrong. A breeze blew gently in the air. After a while, the duo finally stopped bickering. At the same time, their minds finally cleared. They suddenly realized the gravity of killing 3 members from the Flying Star House. Yu Shangrong said, you've just arrived, eldest senior brother. You don't know much about the cultivators here. Xianming is a nascent divinity realm cultivator. Now that you killed him, you should get rid of the evidence. To prevent the corpse from being controlled by witchcraft? Zhenghai looked down despite himself. The red runes also serve as a tracking device. All of them have similar runes on their bodies, Yu Shangrong explained. No wonder you attacked and dismembered the corpse, second junior brother. The two of them looked away. They knew what was in each other's minds as they flew to a nearby mountain. Before Yu Shangrong landed, he cupped his fists and respectfully said to Zhenghai, please forgive me for being rude in the past, eldest senior brother. What are you talking about? You're the eldest senior brother, Zhenghai replied with his hands on his back. Everyone says the sect master of the Nether Sect who leads 100,000 members is magnanimous. I'm sure he won't put something as trivial as this in his heart, Yu Shangrong said. Of course. Since Yu Shangrong went so far as to say that, Zhenghai, naturally, could not hold it against him. Zhenghai looked at the distant mountain and asked, once we expose our golden avatar in the Red Lotus domain, we'll instantly be labeled as foreigners. How did you hide your identity, second junior brother? My sword is enough, Yu Shangrong replied. His longevity sword had a red glow to begin with. Moreover, with the red runes, as long as he refrained from using energy and killed with his sword alone, it was enough to deal with ordinary elites. Even without his cultivation base, he was still capable of killing nascent divinity realm elites with his hands. This was how confident he was. You, on the other hand, eldest senior brother. Although the Jasper Saber is a desolate grade weapon, how are you going to fight the enemies without using energy? Yu Shangrong asked. I'll just kill anyone who goes against me, Zhenghai said. After a beat, Yu Shangrong changed the topic and said, Xianming is a member of the Flying Star House. His death must be kept a secret. Zhenghai nodded. With a sigh, he said, if we're in Great Yen, there'd be no need for this. Who cares about Flying Star House? I'll just wipe them out. A leader can submit or stand tall as required. I'll do as you say, second junior brother. As the duo was discussing among themselves, Ji Fengxing hurried over. The speed of his flight could hardly be praised. When he saw Yu Shangrong and Yu Zhenghai on the mountain, he was overjoyed. He hastily walked out to them as he said, Big brother, big brother. This is my eldest senior brother, Yu Shangrong answered. Eldest senior brother? In that case, your eldest big brother? Allow me to salute you. Ji Fengxing saluted Yu Zhenghai. There's no need for that. Yu Zhenghai frowned slightly. Knowing his second junior brother's solitary character, he knew his second junior brother disliked making friends. Even if his second junior brother did acquaint himself with someone, it would not be with such a person. Ji Fengxing looked around him and wondered out loud, where's Daoist Master Xianming? We killed him, Yu Shangrong replied. Yu Zhenghai was rendered speechless. What happened to keeping his death a secret? When Ji Fengxing heard this, he slapped his thigh and said, oh, no. This is bad. Elder Tian sent me to stop you. With this, we've thoroughly offended the Flying Star House. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Yu Zhenghai said arrogantly, we'll deal with them as they come. Why do you have to be so terrified? Second junior brother, your taste. There was no need for him to finish his sentence for Yu Shangrong to figure out that he was judging his selection of friends. Yu Shangrong smiled faintly. Eldest senior brother, this is the Thousand Willow Monastery's external disciple, Ji Fengxing. The Thousand Willow Monastery? Let's return for now. The trio exchanged a glance before they returned to the Thousand Willow Monastery. Ding. Killed a target. Reward, 1,500 merit points. Domain extra, 1,000 merit points. Ding. Killed 2 targets. Reward, 20 merit points. Domain extra, 20 merit points. Lu Zhou opened his eyes. Yu Zhenghai should have already arrived in the Red Lotus domain. With his cultivation base and the desolate grey jasper saber, there should not be a problem as long as he could avoid running into a 9-leaf cultivator. He checked the dashboard. Merit points, 15,333. He spent 10,000 merit points in lucky draws over the past couple of days. His luck was on the rotten side. All he got were 50 reversal cards. He now had 240 reversal cards. He needed more. I should rest and refine my weapons. He had 3 refining talismans. Lu Zhou placed the magistrate brush, high void, and spotless dagger before himself. These were all super heaven-grade weapons. Unnamed was enough for him. He thought it would be a good idea to refine the weapons and improve the strength of those from the Old Age Pavilion. With this thought in mind, Lu Zhou produced the talismans and refined the 3 weapons. The magistrate court and spotless dagger were easier to refine. The 2 weapons were undamaged, they were complete weapons. All he needed to do was to erase all the traces of their former owners. On the other hand, High Void was broken. It took more time before its refinement was complete. After refining the 3 weapons, Lu Zhou nodded in satisfaction. He had a good feeling, so he decided to try the lucky draws. Lucky draw. Ding. Spent 50 merit points. Thank you for your participation. Luck point, +1. Inside the Thousand Willow Monastery in the Red Lotus domain. Yu Zhenghai and Yu Shangrong sat in a stately manner next to each other. An extremely awkward expression could be seen on Tian Buji's face as he said, I appreciate both of you for helping out. However, with the death of Xianming, the Flying Star House definitely won't let the matter slide. The Thousand Willow Monastery has no intention of dragging outsiders into this matter. Kindly leave while you can. Ji Fengxing, show them out. Ji Fengxing looked like he was in a dilemma. Although he was a Thousand Willow Monastery disciple, he would not act recklessly in front of Yu Shangrong. Yu Zhenghai said, your greatest mistake is being weak. Do you think the Flying Star House won't come looking for trouble even if Xianming didn't die? Even if you present this little girl as a gift to the Flying Star House, they would still look down on you. They'll trample the Thousand Willow Monastery under their feet sooner or later. You're not young. Surely you know this much? Nobody in the world understood the sin of being weak better than him. Before he started cultivating, even the beggars on the streets could trample on him. However, when he became the sect master of the Nether Sect, even 8-leaf elites had to avoid him. Truth sided with those who had a larger fist. Naturally, Tian Buji understood this. He sighed heavily and asked, "Where do you come from?" Up until now, he knew nothing of the mysterious duo. He did not believe they were Ji Fengxing's big brothers. Zhenghai said, "That's not important. All you need to know is that if my master were here, even the Flying Star House's Yizhen would have to behave himself." Upon hearing this, Tian Buji shuddered inwardly. The duo in front of him had mysterious origins. If they were not confident, how could they have challenged the Flying Star House so recklessly? "Come with me." Tian Buji made an inviting gesture. "Perhaps, you should meet the monastery master." Yu Shangrong and Yu Zhenghai exchanged a look. "That'd be great." Tian Buji turned around and left. Ji Fengxing was so envious that his eyes nearly popped out of their sockets. He had joined the sect for so long, and yet, he did not even have the right to enter the area where the inner disciples lived. His big brother had barely spoken more than a sentence, but he was already on his way to meet the monastery master. As expected, being weak was a sin. "Big brother, eldest big brother, can I come with?" Ji Fengxing stood between them and asked with a bow. "I must hold on to their thighs tightly." Yu Shangrong smiled faintly. "Let's go together, then." "I'm going as well." Wu Wu leaped off her chair and followed them.